Very pristine, very nice.
It's all right.
That's okay.
I like it. It's nice.
So,
Good energy.
They're going to say that. They're going to say
I don't
that.
see you, girl.
Amy, is anybody going to say the Pledge of Allegiance? I see kids here.
No.
Okay.
You can ask.
No, it's not. Let it go. It adds 5 minutes to it.
Yeah,
We wanna
we
get-
got budget hearings.
I gotta go get lunch. It's 9:30 right now. Good morning, everyone. If everybody could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's nice to see all these students here this morning. Today's prayer, the Lord speaks to us. Always pray to have eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgives the worst, a mind that forgets the bad, and a soul that never loses faith in God. Amen.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Does anyone have an item that they'd like to make a public comment on that's on the agenda? Anything that's on the agenda? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item number 2, on May 20th, 2026, I approve for Water Resources the promotion of Matthew Taylor to the position of Equipment Operator number 2353 at the rate of $27.38 per hour to be effective May 24th, 2026, with a 30-day determination period followed by a 90-day probationary period. And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners. Adrian Gorton with the Commissioner's Office. Today's financials include supplemental from the Commissioner's Office to the Opioid Settlement Fund and also the Building Improvements Fund to cover additional encumbrances. Among the encumbrances is a contract increase from the Commissioners to APG Office Furnishings for change order number 1 of the Courthouse Extension Furniture Furnishings and Equipment Contract that was originally approved on December 9th, 2025. We had an issue with that. We had 2 increases going through at the same time. One of them went through, one of them didn't, so we're just completing the process from back in December. So among the other encumbrances are travels from the engineer to attend the Ohio Department of Transportation Local Technical Assistance Program, National Highway Institute Bridge Inspection Refresher Training in Columbus, Ohio, from the Public Defender to attend an oral hearing at the State of Ohio Supreme Court in Columbus, Ohio, and from the Veterans Office to attend the Ohio State Association of Veteran Service Commissioners Summer Conference and Training in Dublin, Ohio. Among the vouchers are $102,614.86 from the Commissioner's Office to Ohio Paving and Construction Company for the rehabilitation and repaving of the Safety Center parking lot. This is a partial payment from the $250,000 one-time Strategic Community Investments Grant that was obtained from the state by Community Development for this project, and $117,833.10 from the Prosecutor's Office to Millstone Management Group for a partial payment on their office remodel and security upgrades. And finally, a revenue certification from Water Resources in their sewer operating fund for additional unbudgeted penalty and reimbursement payments that were received in 2026.
Adrian, tell me more about that supplemental for the opiate settlement fund.
Right, so this, back in, at the fair last year, there was a drug detection device
Okay.
that the sheriff and the prosecutor had talked about.
Yeah.
There's been some issues trying to get that over the finish line. So the appropriations that I had set up last year had never been used, and they were not reset up this year. So I'm just queuing those up so when we're ready to make the purchase order, it's there.
Okay, so we're expecting that to happen shortly?
Yes,
Okay, very good.
yes.
I'll move to approve the financials.
Second.
Any questions? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute resolutions recognizing the 4 schools from Geauga County that had teams who participated in the 2026 Northeast Ohio High School Area 2 Envirathon, including Berkshire High School Team A, Cardinal High School Team Dirt Munchers, Cardinal High School Tree, Dirt Munchers, Cardinal High School Tree Team, Cardinal High School Team Fungi, Chardon High School Team Black, Chardon High School Team Red, West Geauga High School Team Echo Wolves, and West Geauga High School Team Green Claws. And then Katie is here with Carmela, and we have some students here today.
I'll just give you guys a little. Good morning, Commissioners. Just to give a little backstory on Envirathon before we bring all the kiddos up. Envirathon is an environmental competition. The students go around to 5 different stations. There's a current environmental theme every year. And basically they're tested, they're in the soil pet identifying soil, they're at the aquatic station identifying macroinvertebrates. It's very hands-on, it's very team building. It puts them in contact with a lot of resource professionals, so I love that aspect as far as careers. And then thank you to Carolyn for braving the weather, because of course it was like sideways rain, because why wouldn't it be for Envirathon? And so she came out. So it also like shows the students also community members and politics and politicians also, which is really important too, for them to see all levels and all career aspects and see involvement. So I think that's a great opportunity, and it's one of our only programs that really hit the 9th through 12th grade audience in the school. So I love that aspect about it as well. So I want to thank you for your support with that. With that being said, we do have our school here with us. So at this time, can I invite them up? Is that okay
Sure.
for pictures? Can you do that? Is that?
Yeah, let's do our vote first, and
Okay.
then, so I'll move to approve item number 4.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay.
And I do have shirts for you guys. That would be, like, we can't have you not have shirts. I'm gonna let you just organize sizes, hopefully they're good for you guys, so.
Thank you.
Could you explain that one exercise that you did at your annual meeting where you had some, let's just say, undergarment in the dirt, and then what was your study on that? Could you
Yes,
give us?
yes.
Okay.
So there's another program that we do, it's called Soil Your Undies. And that's usually the response that we get with kiddos. So soil isn't always exciting to talk about, right? So there's a program called Soil Your Undies because in 1 spoonful of soil, there are more microorganisms than there are humans on Earth. So in healthy soil, if you bury a pair of cotton underwear, it's going to be gone, right? They're going to eat it. The only thing you're going to be left with is the plastic. So there's a program that we do in the fall that I always call it the wrong thing. Kamala's going to, Geauga Know and Grow is what I want to call it. Anyways, so the kiddos come out and we do a program with them on that, and the classrooms get a pair of underwear to take home and bury in their schoolyard, and then dig it up 40 days later and see how healthy or unhealthy their soil is.
How many
So,
days later?
40?
40.
There's no real science, but about that, yeah. Yeah, and it's just interesting to see, and the kids like it, right? It gets excitement, like, yeah, Geauga.
A while back, you had a pair of those hanging out in the case on the 2nd floor.
Yes, we've had them in the display cases with all the different
As a parent, I feel like this would be a good activity for us that have our kids home from school now for the summer. That You could
100%.
start it in the beginning and see how healthy your soil is before they go back to school.
Yeah, and it's just interesting, like, even in your yard, if you plant it, bury it in the front in a pair, and then you do it in the back, it's gonna be completely different.
All right,
So
so
it's
I'll
just
try,
neat.
I'll give you
Please
an
let me know.
update
Yeah.
on,
Yeah. Any other questions, Commissioner?
Well, I was gonna ask about
Yes.
the two teams that advanced to states. When is
Yes.
states and
Okay, so
we know anything
totally
about
missed that. So pretty excited. Geauga had a really strong presence this year. So we had 8 teams, 4 schools participating, and then West Geauga placed first and second. So they have 2 teams going to state, which is actually June 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And so I'll be down there next week for that.
where is it? Columbus?
It's at Steubenville at St. Franciscan University. And so then the top team from Ohio moves on to the national, which is in Mississippi this year. So, and just a plug to Ohio, we hosted the national a couple of years ago. So, and Geauga was represented on the host committee. So,
Nice.
yeah. Any other questions?
I feel like we should ask you something because we're still signing.
Oh
They're
no,
still
you're
signing.
good. I could talk all day, right? I mean,
Yeah. Why don't you talk about some of your programs you use for the younger kids in the county?
Okay, well, we'll talk about apples, right? I mean, I know the commissioners, that's the favorite one. So I know the program that we do. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. It's called Planting the Seed to Read. And it's a book that basically talks about farm to table and all aspect of it. And it's great because it hits on maple syrup, which we are huge here on. It talks about nutrients that plants need. So every single kindergartner in Geauga County gets the book, gets a program and activity, and they get an apple from Sage's or Patterson's Fruit Farm. And then the leftovers come to the commissioners.
Or anybody else in the building.
Well, yes, yeah. So I walk through, I look like Little Red Riding Hood with my basket of apples, and yeah, so if you're walking in the building, you usually get asked if you want an apple. So I leave extras behind with the school, with the staff, and then usually Patterson and Sages are pretty generous, so I usually have a large amount back. So yes, I bring them and share. So that's one of our programs that we do, and I'm super thankful for the board and for you guys for supporting that, because the books aren't cheap, but the kids' faces light up because I tell them I have 3 surprises, and so I read the story and then I'm like, how'd you guys like the book? They always liked it, and I was like, how would you like to have your own copy? And that's like, reading is so important, so it's a really fantastic book. So yeah.
What other educational programs you do for like the Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste?
Yes, so I wear a couple hats. My other hat is I'm the educator with Geauga Trumbull Solid Waste, and that was a busy spring, obviously, with that. So I do a program with the kiddos with that one where we read a story all on recycling, and then they make a craft, and it's a recycled flower, so it's made out of newspaper strips and buttons and pipe cleaners, and it's really good for fine motor skills, and the kids love that too. But unfortunately, when I do that program, sometimes it's my repeat customers with Planting the Seed to Read, and the kids are like, do we get that book too? No.
Do we get a snack?
Yeah, we do we get a snack? So yes, because so with Planting the Seed to Read, there's a educational snack. There's a company that has crackers, and each cracker has like produce on it, and then there's like a complete activity book that comes with like educating about our different crops. So it's a pretty awesome educational snack. So yeah, and then we have all sorts of adult program too that we do. I don't wear that hat, but my coworker does. So we're pretty busy, and I'd have to say we all enjoy it. So that's a plus, right?
We're all done signing now. If we
we-
want to do a
we-
photo.
Yeah, bring them up. Okay. All right, kiddos. So I just want to say too that Cardinal, this is only their 2nd year ever doing Envirothon, ever. So I was pretty excited when they did it and competed last year, and so they did really, really good. They placed 11th, 12th, and 29th or 26th.
Here, let's make some room for you guys. Let's do it right in front of the table. Here, I'll move these really quick.
Oh,
And we have their
Just a little
advisor,
bit.
Ben Connors, and Danielle Moon.
Sorry. But yeah, why don't you guys center on the table? There you go.
Are you guys seeing this team?
Yeah.
Really, really hot.
Guys, so you're covering your faces for the
We might have to go in our cafeteria to be able to get this picture.
Can you get it, Christy?
Did all the moms?
We have to, support them.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Morning, Adrian. Morning, how are you? Good, buddy. Good.
All right, here you go. Make sure you get the mic.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning. Blamer from the Geauga County Airport. Chris Schloss from the airport. The Airport Authority is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 26085, approving the grant contract under fiscal year 2026 Ohio Airport Improvement Program matching grant for general aviation airports between the Geauga County Airport Authority, Geauga County Board of Commissioners, and the Ohio Department of Transportation. Office of Aviation to construct T-hanger 59 feet by 218 feet, ODOT project number B2661 at the Geauga County Airport, and authorizing the President of the Geauga County Board of Commissioners to execute the grant contract on the board's behalf. This motion was approved on May 12, 2026, pending prosecutor approval of the grant contract.
And we received that prosecutorial approval, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So do we, I mean, we shouldn't have to do anything then, right? 'Cause
Well,
it-
you never signed the actual resolution, because it was all pending prosecutor approval. So we need to actually do the resolution, and that gives them the authority then for the next one, yes.
Okay, so we don't need to do anything for this one, we just need to sign it, but number 7, we do need to.
Well, it has a different number because it was a different date.
I understand.
So,
Okay, so we do need a motion for number
Please.
6?
Correct.
yes.
All right, so I'll move to approve number 6.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
And then the next action then is to just authorizing the president of the board to then execute the grant agreement.
Is there a motion on number 7?
I'll move to approve item number 7.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming in.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Shane Hajar with the Engineers Office, here to present items 8 and 9. Item number 8, the County Engineers Office requesting the board award the bid to Aeromark Company LLC for the application of pavement markings for various roads to year 2026 in the amount of $277,777.00. As they represented the lowest and best bid, the bid bond submitted shall be held and to serve as the performance bond for the project.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spitaleri?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey? Commissioner DeWark?
Yes.
I had my whole speech prepared about striping. No? No, it's okay.
Give it to us.
It's okay.
I'll listen.
Some of it's yellow, some of it's white.
So there's 2 storylines? Okay.
Exactly. Item number 9, the County Engineers Office requesting the board award the bid to Roniak Paving Incorporated for the asphalt resurfacing of various roads, including Thwing Road, County Highway 27, Sections A and B, and Auburn Road, County Highway 4, Section Q, in Chardon and Munson Township, in the amount of $1,290,480. As they represented the lowest and best bid, the bid bond shall be held and serve as a performance bond for this project.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Aye.
Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay, I will take probate juvenile court. Item number 10 is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the amendment form, fiscal accountability attachment A, page 2, amendment number 2 to the FY26 Department of Youth Services reclaim grant to amend budget allocations based on fiscal year to date expenditures to ensure necessary funding availability for the remainder of the grant period through June 30th, 2026.
I move to approve.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Item 11, the probate juvenile court is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the Ohio Department of Youth Services subsidy grant juvenile court funding application update for the FY27 effective July 1st, 2026 in the amount of $275,851.41.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Hi, Dan.
Dan Spada from the Building Department. Building Department is here to request today for permission to advertise to hold 2 public hearings as required through the ORC pertaining to permit fee schedules. Public hearing number 1 will be held on Tuesday, June 16th at 2026 at 10 a.m. And public hearing number 2 will be held on Tuesday, June 23rd, 2026 at 10 a.m. Notice of these public hearings will be advertised on June 4th and June 11th and posted on our county website.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
No, you're almost on time.
Boy.
We got kids and dogs today.
Perfect. I'm like, I hear that dog coming.
The dog is breathing heavy.
Good morning, Elaine Malkamaki, Community and Economic Development. I am here for agenda item number 13. The Department of Community and Economic Development is requesting the board approve and execute the subordination of mortgage between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and Farm Credit Mid-America, FLCA, in regard to the revolving loan fund loan for Great Lakes Growers Realty Holdings, LLC, from June 2018. This was, we came with Mr. Bonner from Great Lakes Growers on May 5th before you to talk about the subordination. It's a $5 million project, and it's going to create 12 new jobs. So he'll have 40 total employees after this is all built. And it's a 50,000 square foot greenhouse that he's building for a total of 5 acres. And it's power and infrastructure for 4 more acres that he's doing with this loan. So, and we would be 5th in line behind 4 Farm Credit Mid-America other loans.
And we're 4th in line now?
We're 4th in line now.
Okay, so we're
yes.
going to number 5.
We are.
And just for someone that's, tuning in now, what's the consideration? What do the commissioners get in exchange for becoming further behind in the line?
We have we are subordinating one of the loans, and that loan right now has a payoff of $78,000. So we collect interest on those loans, but other than that, with the new jobs, we're doing good with 12 new jobs. The property taxes that we'll receive for that, yeah. So
Yeah.
trying to get there.
Yeah, no, that's all right, that's all right. I was right, so that's what we receive in exchange.
Yes.
I mean, our ability to collect is decreased by being further down in line.
Correct.
Although it seems like this,
It'll be behind almost $15 million. It's a $15 million appraisal, and right now he'll be about $10 million, $9 to $10 million. So we're not worried about collecting.
seems
He
like
always pays.
he's been consistent
Yes,
in his payment
yes,
terms. So,
yeah.
so we'll, we get more jobs for the county,
More
and then
jobs,
also
property
higher property
tax.
taxes
Sure.
will increase.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to approve item number 13.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
It's your time to shine.
Not me, him.
I wasn't talking to you.
Come on. Hey, Matt Granito, Geauga Dog Warden. This is Buster I got with me. Buster's 2 years old. He was found in Middlefield as a stray. We ended up neutering him, so he's still a little active, but friendly as can be, learning how to sit and manners. So sit, Buster.
Oh, good boy.
He definitely understands and he's food motivated, so which is a great thing for dogs. The more they are
And
food
people
motivated.
sometimes.
Exactly, loves
Yeah.
people. So very friendly. So that's what I got. So we're hoping to find him a home. Come here, Buster, sit. Sit. Okay. Now I'll do this. Okay, what do we got here?
Number 14.
Sorry. Do I gotta read the whole thing? The dog warden requesting the board to approve and authorize the president of the board to execute waiver of notice and hearing on the account and further authorization of Matt Granito to execute the waiver of notice and other necessary documents related to the bequest of the estate of Beverly May Kruger to the Geauga County Dog Shelter to help the dogs in the shelter. Deposit all the funds, if any, into the dog and kennel fund. So this is the estate that we had. The lady passed away. We received a $75,000 check about a year and a half ago. This is the last of the money that is there. Mike Judy is the executor of the estate, and he's got he came up, there were some taxes that had to be paid, so we don't know how much is left for any more that we're going to get, but we have to go through this, and the Lower La Chapelle and all that has all done it.
All right, I'll move to approve number 14.
Thank you. Oh.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes. Now, Matt, this is the second estate that donated all their funds back to the dog,
Yes, that estate is still in the same scenario. So we had $78,000 from the other estate, and that's still going through the probate system to make sure that everything's been paid off before we get any more residual money.
Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years to go through probate too.
Yeah, I want to say that the original check came in '24. She passed away in '23. So yeah, the process, and what are we at, 26? So yeah, it's you think that you're going to get the money today, and it really is a couple of years down the line.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to say hi real quick?
Yeah.
Or anyone? I think Ralph needs a dog too.
This dog needs a walk. Come back between budget hearings when I need to stretch my legs. I'll take Buster out.
Oh, he loves you.
Oh, I love him too. I have 7 horses.
All right, guys, you gotta follow that. Sorry.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
It's always bad.
you really trying to challenge JFS now that
Yep.
you're gonna follow the dog warden?
Never fun. Should have brought a child. You know? That's right.
You really want me to do that?
Now I guess probably.
Well, the last time I think I was up here and he brought a dog, my staff ended up adopting that dog the same day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know, the last time, not before now, is when we had the kids that had signed on to the military, and one of the military families that was here actually ended up adopting the dog that he brought to session. So this has actually been a very effective adoption. It's really just because I like dogs, and I once jokingly asked Matt to bring a dog to session, and now he keeps doing it, and I love it every time. So, but it's actually, I think it's actually been an effective tool.
Oh,
keeps
absolutely.
puppies
That's
at home.
actually happening. No, it's amazing. So I know we submitted a resolution for you guys to recognize today. And it seems like the spring, whether it's child awareness, adult awareness, but it's all very important. And so we're here to ask the board and approve to execute that resolution recognizing June 2026 as Elder Abuse Awareness Month. Christina Miller, one of our really incredible social workers, leaders within our agency, who does incredible job, has been recognized nationally as just a leader in the area. I asked her just in addition to the resolution, just to talk. I think it's important sometimes to just talk a little about what we're doing and what we're recognizing in the community. Geauga, I mean, I know in general the country is aging, but Geauga especially is an aging community, and so I just asked her to come and prepare some information for you guys to understand, and just for the public to understand what we're dealing with right now. So if you would welcome that, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning. So I'm here to talk about Geauga County Adult Protective Services and the work we do for our community. For Geauga County, it's myself and 2 staff, caseworkers, Alex Koppel and Amy Tressler. Our primary job is to investigate reports of abuse, neglect, self-neglect, and exploitation for those that are 60 and older in our community. These investigations include those individuals who have physical and or mental impairments and who live in an independent living situation. In 2025, we investigated 134 cases. Of the 134 cases, 75 were investigated as self-neglect. That pattern continues to be, over the many years that I have been supervising this program, self-neglect is the highest that we investigate. We have seen an increase in referrals for exploitation, almost coming in daily at this point. I think that has to do with the ever-evolving scams that we all get mixed into, but it just seems like there's a new one every day. So we are seeing an increase in that. When we do investigate exploitation, we do work in conjunction with law enforcement. Our job is to make sure the client is safe and their needs are met, while the law enforcement does the criminal aspect of it to see if any money can be recovered, if there could be any charges pressed, things like that. It has been really difficult to recover money lost. Typically, when our agency is getting the referrals, it's been a large lapse of time. And I've been told by our law enforcement partners that basically if we can't get it within about 24 to 48 hours, the money probably can't be recovered. So that just has to do, I think, with a lack of structure and reporting from some of the bank financial institutions. Our staff work very hard to help our clients age in place. That's our primary goal. We do so by utilizing the local resources that we have here to help mitigate those. In some cases, we do involve the Geauga County Probate Court when we need further intervention and oversight to help ensure the safety and try to rectify the concerns that come before us. We collaborate with our community partners. We have many of them, but to note, Department on Aging, law enforcement, home health care agencies, hospitals, and many others, so we can assist in meeting our clients' needs. Our staff consistently strives to consider self-determination of older adults while also considering any imminent safety risks. Older adults do have the ability to make their own decisions, and at times the agency must allow that to occur despite what we may think or what loved ones or other community members may think. We rely on treating physicians in the community to help us determine when someone's decision-making may be impacted so that it can help guide our case direction. We have a multidisciplinary team that meets quarterly called Geauga Aware, where we discuss new services and challenging cases. In addition, we offer presentations routinely to our community partners so we can ensure they understand what we do and what barriers and limitations we have. For this year, for June, our event is going to be the Dementia Experience, which we have a flyer of here. It's going to take place on June 1st, and it's going to be a 15-minute interactive experience for people to go through to see what dementia might be like, or what the people who struggle with dementia might be experiencing. If anyone would like to sign up, there is a link on here, or they can reach out to me and we can get you signed up. I want to thank my staff and all our community partners for the work that we do to keep our older adults safe, and I want to thank you guys for allowing us the time today to talk about what we do.
You touched on this a little bit, but how have these statistics changed over time? It seems like there's more exploitation maybe now of our seniors than before, but, what are you seeing, over time?
Yeah, so, self-neglect still is the primary thing that we investigate. That really has to do with a lot of our older adults that are isolated, may not have a lot of support system. Self-neglect is when someone's not meeting their own needs, and so there's no one else responsible for them. We have seen an increase in exploitation referrals, but one of the criteria is they have to have a physical or mental impairment. And unfortunately, those referrals come from the fraud department mostly at the banks, and they don't have that information. So it's a little hard for us to get involved in some of that. But we do refer all exploitation referrals to law enforcement, so that if we can't do anything, or if there's anything else going on in the home that we think another entity could be involved, we do that if we're not opening the cases. We still see neglect and physical abuse and emotional abuse, but self-neglect is the primary concern we've had here in the county since I've been in this position.
What are some things people may spot in the community to know that there's something that's awry with a senior in the county?
Yeah, so a lot of times with the self-neglect referrals, home conditions is a big one, hoarding, uncleanliness. You're also looking for their hygiene. Has their hygiene become an issue? Is it poor? Are they not taking their medications? Have they withdrawn from their support system? There's a lot of things we look for. We're just really looking for, when people call in, what are the concerns and how might that individual be impacted, and what can we do to assist them in our community?
And if someone has a concern, who should they reach out to?
So they can call our agency at Job and Family Services Monday through Friday. It's our main number, 440-285-9141, or we are available after hours through the Safe Line. And so we take reports 24/7.
You wanted her to get that in.
I had to consciously make an effort to say not
Hope line, Safe Line, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought
Partners will be very happy.
I was not prepared for that one, so I had to really think
I
about
thought
it.
there was like some kind of challenge where Gina wanted you to sneak it in.
No, I had to stop myself because I didn't want to say Copeland just in case.
No, and it's just, the thing is, child abuse, yes, but even more than child abuse, this adult protective services, again, a lot of the stuff that happens is in the shadows. And so we don't, unless people are laying eyes on this stuff, we don't know that it's happening. And so, with one thing with children, you tend to have more eyes laid on them. And so with seniors, unless we have home delivered meals, or a family for a family member, a neighbor, if people are self-neglecting, you don't have a lot of opportunity. And then, if you can imagine, even I know Ralph, with your experience with law, then the rights that they have and our ability to get inside that home are still, there's a barrier there. We can't just let ourselves in. And so I'm continue to be blown away by the tactics that our staff learn, to be able to kind of negotiate our way, but at the same time, and I know Christina cares about this just as much as she cares about being in there, is they do have these rights, and to respect those rights of self-determination, to counterbalance that with safety, it's such a slippery slope. And then to also then try to get some of these individuals through our court to determine what is their competency, and respecting competency. That's a huge issue that her staff have to weigh. And then also knowing at the same time that the timelines that some of these individuals have to get themselves better. So they're running against that timeline of, if they are self-neglecting, well, what medical services do they need, and interventions do they need to become better and to address those issues? So it's really, whenever I know Christina comes to me and Gina, okay, we have an APS issue we need to talk to you about, it's almost always critical. It's critical life or death stuff. And so I just commend the staff. And there's a lot of secondary trauma that her and her staff have to deal with, because there's really no easy case.
Yeah.
that they're dealing
Yeah.
with. So I'm just, again, very grateful to have Christina and the staff do the job that they do, and that the county, I'm so confident that the county is getting the best services with their leadership, so.
Sure, it's a very delicate process, and I'm sure from time to time you get someone, an older person that says, get the hell off my property. This is my house. You can-
Often it
Time to time?
happens. Yes.
No, time to time is like every other day.
Yeah.
Every other day, you know, because you're there to help,
Yes.
but they don't want the help.
Yes, because they think, unfortunately, you know, the way the media, I think, presents Justice and Children's Services, that we're there to take them out of the home. And so we have to navigate through that conversation. That's not at all what we're here to do. You know, we're trying to help you age in place. That doesn't always happen, but that is our primary goal. So we have to navigate through that conversation to kind of bridge that gap. But that's what they think if they've never had involvement when we show up, is that we're there. Yeah, yes.
Well, and the thing is a lot of Geauga County, and totally get it, is you have a lot of proud homeowners that have paid their taxes, paid their dues, lived at their residence, raised their kids.
Built our community, right?
Exactly. That's all, because we don't have a rental property, so that's it. And so we have to, we cope with that and deal with that and respect that at the same time, while also trying to protect. So it's a very, you have a lot of competing interests.
I joke as an elected official that we kind of like invite negative interactions like constantly, but it sounds like your job has even more negative interactions than an average elected official. So Godspeed to you as you do that
But
work.
they really do a great job, and I know Craig has said this, but the amount of positive feedback that we receive from the community and the families that they work with, it really is amazing. And the work that they do and the support, like from the extended family, just the appreciation and the thanks that come to our team is amazing, because they really do take each family individually and look at those needs and try and figure out, like Christina said, how can we try and keep them in the home? What supports and what resources can we put in? So the team does an amazing job, and so want to make sure I don't think.
I'll move to approve item number 15.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spiller. Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we'll just leave like the flyer. We had a couple stickers for June 15th is actually like the day and a couple.
Morning.
Good morning.
Charles T. Catch, Maintenance Department. I have items 16 through 21 on the agenda. Now, the first one is item 16 is a change order for the West Geauga Senior Center generator installation. During the shipment of the ATS switch, it was damaged, and it had to go back to the manufacturer for repair. They are going to have it for about 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to get it back around June 12th, which is the original contract substantial completion date. So we have to extend the contract about 35 days in order to complete the project. So the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 2, increasing the contract with VL Chapman Electric Incorporated for the West Geauga Senior Center MSI wastewater treatment plant dedicated generator installation by extending the date of completion 35 days through July 17th, 2026.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay, item number 17 is also a change order. This one is with the Safety Center parking lot repaving and one of the trenches, and I sent photos along with it. If you look at the engineering opinion item, the photos on the back of it, there are 4 photos. The 2 at the top is what the trench looked like last year when they did the investigation and they did the design. And the 2 bottom photos, plus I added some additional photos going forward, is what it looks like today. As you see, it has significantly deteriorated in the past year, and we are recommending that it be replaced so that we don't have to replace it in the next year or so and tear up a portion of the parking lot that we just repaved. So with that, the Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 3, increasing the contract with Ohio Paving and Construction Company Incorporated for the Geauga County Safety Center parking lot repave for the removal and replacement of a deteriorated trench drain in the amount of $15,074.03 for a new not to exceed amount of $890,677.52.
Chuck, when I'm looking at these pictures, can you just, what is in that drain? Is that just?
Well, that is debris and dirt. The drains should be cleaned on a regular basis.
Okay.
This one looks like it hasn't been cleaned for the recommended time.
Forever.
I mean, it looks like the debris is as high as the drain is,
And that
right?
could be causing some of the deterioration, because in the wintertime, if there's debris in there, the water's not draining, it's freezing and thawing, and the salt gets in there and it sits on there, and it begins to deteriorate at the top.
Got it, okay. So is that gonna be added now to like a maintenance
I
schedule?
have discussed that
Okay.
with my leadership, and they are preparing a preventative maintenance
Okay.
item.
Perfect. That's what, yeah, I mean, I was just trying to figure out what I was looking at in there, because I'm like, that doesn't even look like a drain. Like, I don't understand, it would go through the grate and then there'd be no place for the water to go.
Yes, the exits are pretty much covered up with the debris, yes.
Got it. It seems like that definitely needs to be replaced. So I'll make a motion for 17.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, item 18, 19, and 20 is all for the courthouse annex roof upgrade project. A few weeks back, we awarded the bid to Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated. And these items here now is the execution of the contract, execution of the notice to proceed, and execution of the notice of commencement, which is 18, 19, 20. So I'll read through those. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the construction agreement with Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated, A-Star, for the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Roof Upgrade Project in the amount of $496,604.60. That's $432,604.60 is the base bid, and $64,000 is owner's contingency. The bid bond submitted shall be held to serve as the performance bond for this project.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay. Item 19 is for the same project. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the notice to proceed for Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated, A-Star, for the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Roof Upgrade Project.
I move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
And the third one is item 20. The Maintenance Department is requesting the board approve and execute the notice of commencement of public improvement pursuant to ORC 1311.252 for Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated, A-Star, for the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Roof Upgrade Project.
I move to approve.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
Okay, and then the last item I have is item number 21. This is a new project that we just received the bids on. This is the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Masonry Restoration and Roof Replacement. This is the rear addition to 215 and 219 Main Street, where we are repairing the brick back there, as well as replacing the small roof area on the addition. This project received 3 bids. I had a spreadsheet there that I included which showed the 3 bids. One of the 3 bids was actually exceeded the owner's estimate by more than 20%, so it had to be eliminated and rejected. So that left us with 2 bids, and the low bid was A-Star. So with that, item number 21, the Maintenance Department is requesting the board award the bid to Architectural Siding, Trim, and Roofing Incorporated for the Geauga County Courthouse Annex Masonry Restoration and Roof Replacement in the amount of $257,047.56. That's $235,845.56 is the base bid, and $21,202 is the owner's contingency, as they represented the lowest and best bid.
So we just have to approve the best bid. We don't have to reject that over 20% bid.
I think there's a difference of opinion on that. I had submitted it with rejecting that bid,
That's
but
why I'm
I
asking
think
what
we
happened, yeah.
I think we rewrote the motion. I don't think there's agreement that that needs to be done.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve number 21.
Second.
Any discussion? Yes. This is on the west side of the building, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now, is that the section where there's wooden steps comes up and then there's a door and then there's old masonry arch?
Yes.
Are they going to replace all that?
Yes,
And
that's-
Parapet wall that's,
Yep.
looks like a dog's hind leg?
Yes.
Okay.
The parapet wall will be repaired, it'll be straightened, as well as, if you recall, the rear of the wall there, we're going to take out all the concrete, we're going to rework all the masons so it looks a little more uniform.
And so then, will the arch be put back in, or is
Yes,
there going to be a limo?
The arch will be put back in. We did talk about whether or not there would be any cost savings with doing that or not, and there was no cost savings, so they're going to leave the arch in.
And it meets all the Chardon City historical
Correct.
language?
Yes.
Call for vote.
Right.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Thank you.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Nick Goris, Water Resources, 2 items on the agenda. The first one is requesting the board approve and execute the contract agreement with Grade Line Incorporated for the Merritt Road Sanitary Sewer Extension Project in the amount of $130,960 even. The bid bond submitted shall be held to serve as the performance bond for this project. Just a reminder, we've already awarded it. This is the extension of the existing sanitary sewer, which will serve the properties north of Ravenwood.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Is this water line too?
Just the sanitary.
Just sanitary? Okay.
Water line's already available to serve those parcels from the other, it'll just be a direct service line bore, so.
Call for vote.
Commissioner DeWart?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Yes.
The next item on the agenda is requesting the board waive the $200 maximum vacation accrual for Ray Farinacci, Supervisor of Maintenance and Operations, for the period of May 10th, 2026, payroll number 11 through July 4th, 2026, payroll number 14th. Just is accruing pretty fast. Has a long family vacation scheduled, so we'll use it up.
I'll move to approve 23.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey?
Aye.
Commissioner DeWart?
Yes.
Thank you.
Item 24, the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the Certificate of Substantial Completion for the Geauga County Courthouse Expansion GMP Phase 2 effective January 31st, 2026. So a little bit of the backstory on this. Obviously, you note the date is January 31st. So the reasoning it came late was Infinity was delayed basically in creating it. And TDA wanted to update the punch list before it came over to us. So that's the justification. I do have some just quick notes, which I think will be good for like a frame of reference on the project, since the last major thing you did was the ribbon cutting. So final occupancy is going to be expected on June 5th. So we've been working with Dan and Joe and Infinity and everyone just to complete the all the different tasks on the punch list, which I'll talk about in a second. Kind of what you can expect to see between June 5th, which will be final occupancy, and the end of the year is small pay applications. So these are just small punch list items that will continue to come in between now and August. And the small things are things like fit and finish, grouting, tile work, touch-up paint, doors, things of that nature. On the 19th of June, that'll be the next thing that comes to session. which is the final change order from Infinity, which will have the coffee and water removed, and also will be money back, any money back that hasn't been expended will come back to us. Also, TDA has a nice video presentation of the ribbon cutting and just the overall project, so I felt like that would be a good venue for them to come in and present the nice work that Ryan has done in putting that together. And between June and December, as I mentioned, there's just going to be small pay applications between now and then. And then in December, on the 10th of December, there will be what's known as the 11-month walkthrough. So that basically, you sign the substantial completion in January. That's about 11 months, and there's another walkthrough that occurs at that time. The current punch list is dated 3/30, the one that I have, and there's 17 items on it. That's what came in your read-ahead packet. There's only 10 items that are left as of the dating of that punch list, and a majority of those will be completed next week as we approach that occupancy, the final occupancy permit. And a couple admin notes. So sometime in the near future, an ask of Infinity is to lower the retainage. So the retainage right now sits at 2%, which is $456,000. And they would like to lower it to 1%, $230,000. So really that'll be the next decision for the board, is when, timing-wise, you'd like to consider that, just given kind of what's ahead of us schedule-wise. So that's the backstory to item 24. Yes.
What's the status of the law library?
So yeah, the law library, I don't know if Rob's here. So the law library, they've been slowly moving. Items were stored in there during construction, and Crystal is working with Court IT and some other folks that had used it as a storage area to get those major items out. Rob is then, so those items have been removed, and Rob is going to do like a custodial cleaning if he hasn't already, and then a carpet cleaning. Rob walked through there with Crystal and determined that the carpet does not need to be replaced. It probably just needs a good cleaning. And then Crystal, I talked to her yesterday. She's going to be putting in a ticket with ADP to move all the technology, but it's sort of centered around kind of like that final cleaning. So there's a piece that's really dependent on maintenance to clean that up. And then Rob can help her with, the bread truck or whatever we have to help move the devices. So a little bit of ADP, a little bit of maintenance, and they should be moved back over. So that's going very well.
Great. I'll make a motion to approve 24.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
I'm sorry, didn't hear.
Aye.
Commissioner Brinkley.
Aye.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
Christie has 25.
The next item is the Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 26087, approving a compensation agreement relating to the proposed TIF ordinance for the Heritage Point Development Project in the Village of Middlefield in accordance with RC 5709.40E1, and further execute the compensation agreement. As you are aware, all the way back in January of this year, the Commissioners had submitted a resolution to the Village of Middlefield objecting to the exemption for the number of years in excess of the 10 and the percentage of the improvement, and requested that there be some negotiations. Mr. Fillets in the prosecutor's office has been working on that, and they have come to an agreement, and Middlefield has approved an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a compensation agreement with the commissioners in regards to the distribution of tax increment financing revenues and declaring it as an emergency. So that is the action that is before you today.
Yeah, I think the prosecutor's office did a great job negotiating for us, and I appreciate the Village of Middlefield for being reasonable in those negotiations as well. I'll move to approve 25.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Aye.
Commissioner Brackey. Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
So there's two things. And yes, you have 2 pages to sign for the agreement. Up here.
Yes, sorry, I moved your podium. Sure. Do you need a microphone?
I think I'm loud enough.
Okay. Let me know if you do.
See if this worked. It worked yesterday.
So it captures your.
And
Is it minimized? As I say, I think it's minimized.
There we go. So following in line with the other departments, I just want to give a little presentation about the Department of Water Resources, what the department does, really quick snippets of our, of the process. But before I do, I have a little public service announcement, so it's kind of a participation, so I need 2 volunteers. What I have here is a presentation of how, no, that's it.
I know, don't do that.
It's a public service announcement. Basically, I'm gonna simulate a misnomer that is out in society about flushable wipes. So I need 2 people who are willing to help me with this. Any of the commissioners?
I'll do it.
You'll do it? Okay. So what I'd like to simulate is, right here, I went last night and I bought a pack of Dude wipes, and it says flushable on them. It says flushable wipes. So I'm just gonna open this up. And everybody's familiar with these wipes, right? Same scenario. What I have here is basically simulating the product after use being flushed down the toilet. And then the simulation of it being shaken is it leaving your house and then headed down the sewer system. So if you will continue shaking that and on its way to the treatment plant.
Keep shaking it.
The other thing that I have for you is at your house you have your standard just toilet paper. And this is Costco brand Kirkland toilet paper. Same scenario. I do need a second volunteer.
Come on, commissioners.
So same scenario, flush down the toilet. Commissioner Dvorak, if you will just shake that for me. And I will proceed with our little presentation as we're going on. So basically, for what we're doing here, it simulates once it leaves the house, it takes a little bit of time, turbulence down through your gravity sewers, maybe through your pump stations, until it gets to the plant. Okay, so let's talk about the department. Water Resources was originally under the County Engineer's Office in 1981. In December, the department established the Department of Water Resources. We are under the hiring authority of the Board of County Commissioners. We are self-funded. We operate under the revenues generated from the service we provide, right? So between our sewer bills, our water bills, our lab bills, service connections, every revenue that comes in self-supports the entire department. We are governed by the ORC. 61117 governs sewer districts. 6103 governs county water supply systems. And then we're regulated by the Ohio EPA through federal clean water laws. When the EPA isn't there, we're under the federal EPA, and this is where you'll hear me talk about that with the McFarland Wastewater Treatment Plant project. We are under an administrative order on consent through the US EPA Region 5, so at some of those times. Really quick on sewer districts. For our sewer side, we manage and maintain 27 wastewater treatment plants throughout Geauga County. 36 lift stations. The lift stations are required because of the nature of the topography of Geauga County, right? So we're up, down hills, we're not one high spot that goes down to a gravity like you do with the headwaters. Down the lake area, you have highlands, drains down, you can gravity most of those systems. We are also 22% capacity owner of the Meadow Lane wastewater treatment plant in Sugar Falls Park, or in Sugar Falls. So the Sugar Falls Park area, the wastewater from those areas goes over to Sugar Falls. So we pay 22% of the operating costs and expenses for that plant. On top of that, we have about 6,500, over 6,500 commercial and residential sewer accounts. Maintain 135 miles of gravity sewer, force main, and vacuum sewer lines. So we're not just a gravity or a force main. We also have four vac systems in our district, similar to your household vac system that you plug in. That's the way those sewer in our Parkman, Thompson, Bellwood. We have those systems. 2,800 sewer manholes, over 100 valves for our force main and sewer force mains, covering a portion of 13 townships of Geauga County. The portions we do not cover are covered by public health and septic systems. Or in the cities, with the city of Chardon, Village of Middlefield, Village of Burton, they provide wastewater for those areas, those municipalities. On our water side, we maintain 4 public water systems. Bainbridge Services Center, which is considered here, the Scranton Wood System, which is the Newberry GMHA housing, and the Metzenbaum facility where Department of Aging is. We manage that one single little non-community system. We provide also, in addition to that, service to the GMHA housing in Middlefield Township. So there's a portion of Cloverdale Lane where the GMHA housing is similar to Scranton Woods, that we maintain that system. That water is supplied through the Village of Middlefield. We do supply domestic and fire protection. So some of our commercial properties have a need for fire protection. We provide them, or are available to provide them with a domestic or a water fire protection system if they do not want to use chemicals. We have 3 treatment plants, which also allows, in addition, we have over 815,000 gallons of storage above ground. That includes our tower here, Services Center, our tower in Bainbridge, and our above ground tanks over at Scranton Woods that are actually inside a building, so you wouldn't see them. 35 miles of distribution main, 460 mainline valves, which 30% of those we work annually, the rest of them within a 5-year rotation. 476 fire hydrants that we maintain, over 1,000 customer accounts covering portions of 6 townships. We also have the lab, certified laboratory down here off of Aquila Road, certified lab analysis. We provide both water and wastewater testing, and it's open, when I say it's open to the public, your septic, your drinking water can come to our lab, so we utilize the lab, pay for the service, you test your water, your septic, your outfalls. Just for everybody's knowledge, the most requested test by the public is our TCB, our total coliform bacteria, which is basically the potability of your drinking water. Our team, currently 33 individuals. We can go up to 42, so we're a little bit shy based on our org chart. Everybody on our team has some kind of certification, a license, through the Ohio EPA, through the state boards. We currently operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we are on call 24/7 based on water main breaks. So back to our public service announcement. Now that their arms are tired.
Just remember, this goes downhill.
That goes downhill.
Okay.
So Commissioner Dvorak had the toilet paper, as you pretty much can see. I'll do it, but there's like nothing in here. So when it gets to the treatment plant, it's pretty much broken down. There is pieces, parts, gunk of these, and this is actually a good one, of that product. You did a good job shaking that.
Thank you.
So that'll clog up our systems. Not only do we, from the wastewater treatment plant, our trash traps will catch some of these, but for the most part, they get clogged. It causes us labor. From a standpoint of your septic system at home, it gets clogged in your tanks, so your septic pumpers do not like these things. So the moral of the story is to save our costs and keep it down. Anything that is not toilet paper or comes from the person, do not flush it down. You can buy wipes, they will say do not flush. At least they're getting smart enough to say do not flush, but some of the third-party wipes will not break down. Tissues are also even they kind of will not break down when they come down into your system. Paper, if you think of paper in a wad, it gets clogged, it'll chunk, it'll cause a blockage. Next thing you know, we're all getting called out. So my final saying here is do not flush the wipes down your toilet. Don't believe the hype. Just because it says flushable, don't flush it down. Again, commissioners, thank you. We'll do this one first, and then maybe in 6 months we'll bring some more specifics about wastewater or drinking water and what we're doing and growth. So, thank you.
Take questions?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
How many household residents, customers do you have?
So we serve currently just between water, so we have just water customers, we have just sewer customers, and we have water and sewer customers. Some quick numbers, I think the last census said there's just over 35,000 households in Geauga County. If you were to subtract Village of Burton, Village of Middlefield, City of Chardon, Ben, you could correct me maybe, but that's about just over 2,800 households. Leaves us about 32. We serve about 25% of Geauga County's population outside the municipalities. So 7,000 to 8,000 homes.
Okay.
So 1,000 water customers, combined with over 65 to 6,800 sanitary, because since my numbers were done, we've added quite a few homes in Canyon Lakes, and individuals that we haven't had individual houses that are along our systems. Sugar and Falls Park, we're getting some more connections in as they consolidate lots. Slow growth, but continued, so.
And you're the only enterprise department in Geauga County.
I cannot answer that but we are considered an enterprise. If we're the only enterprise in Geauga County, because I can't tell you how the Village of Middlefield, City of Chardon,
Well,
what they're
it's
considered.
within the county.
For the county,
structure.
correct. We are self-funded.
Not the county.
Completely self-funded.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you for the opportunity. Thanks for playing. Appreciate that.
It's gonna sound like water rushing now, because I started realizing, like, I think it's gonna pick up on the microphone as I'm shaking this thing.
Maybe.
It'll be a sound effect.
Exactly.
For the Water Resources presentation.
Okay, so the other item that I had was just a board discussion on House Bill 96, which is the homestead exemption and owner occupancy relating to that bill. Just to get a majority from the board, what you would like us to look at. We're able to come up with an example resolution. Don't have any specifics for you today, just kind of wanted to get a temperature check with the board so that we can go ahead and figure out what our tasks are, given your direction.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've been kind of spearheading, wanting to push this forward. I think we should look at both the owner-occupied and the homestead exemption expansion. At a certain point, we can't just say we want taxpayers to have property tax relief. We have a tool in our toolbox, and I think we should use it. Last year was the first year this law was made, and so we had until the fall to implement it. We have a shorter timeline this year, which I think is a good thing. I mean, last year, everyone's budgets were already set by the time this was made into law and we could implement it, and they did not have time really to, I guess they could have, but it would have been much more difficult to figure out how to work with those cuts. This year, there's a longer runway where they can readjust their budgets. Also last year, the Budget Commission had already looked at these budgets. They cut cash carryovers and so forth. I think this is a way for the commissioners to be more proactive in that process and give real meaningful relief to taxpayers. I mean, certainly I hear from taxpayers at least once a week, sometimes once a day, talking about their property taxes. And I mean, ultimately as government, we need to live with less. That's what our residents are doing. They're living with less. They're struggling to fill their grocery carts. They're struggling to fill their gas tanks. And I think we're going to spend, I don't mean me, but I mean government generally is going to spend whatever money we have available. So if we cut the money that's available, that will result in those savings for taxpayers.
In the last 2 or 3 months, I've been talking to State Rep Dave Thomas and watched some videos online and things. And you're correct. Last year was like shut down your throat. You didn't have time to think about it and everything else. But I think Dave Thomas is on the right track, and really want to look into it. I'm leaning towards, that concept.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a perfect solution. I think the state should be funding public education more. But this is what the tool is that we have. And I don't know about you commissioners, but we implemented that, the levy suppression at the end of last year. I mean, I didn't hear from one resident that said, thank you for doing that. And I don't mean that like they're ungrateful, but I bring that up because I don't think that was large enough. Yeah, I don't think that was impactful on people's bills, even though $2 million seems like a big number. It didn't really impact the bottom line as much as we'd like it to.
Yeah, the way costs keep going up. I mean, my car was almost on empty, and I filled it up, and it was $85.
Yeah.
And it's a little SUV, so.
Yeah, and I feel like this fits with your overall approach as a board, which is, looking at some of our biggest expenses, which are maintenance related, right? Like we've got older buildings, so looking at, selling off the ones that are money pits, right? At the same time, we literally just talked this week with Adrian, is creating like a smorgasbord for the board of different options and avenues that you have, and you can pick which ones you'd like to, pull the lever on to create that tax relief. What are all of the options to make sure that you're aware of all of them? At the same time, for us as a staff to be looking at that conservative approach of lessening the overhead, looking at our parcels and properties, which are unfortunately our biggest expense, it seems like at this point. So I agree with, with all that you're saying, so. Do you have anything, Commissioner Spillier? No? Okay. Well, the only thing we'd have to do administratively is just rescind the motion that was put in place, yeah. So, okay, I'll work with Christy then. Is there any other discussion on that topic?
Yeah, I mean, I think we should probably have 2 separate resolutions if possible, or be able to do it as 2 separate motions as far as the owner occupancy versus the homestead. That would be just my recommendation, so that we can look at those separately. I think there's an argument for both. Homestead impacts disabled veterans and low-income seniors. It's sort of, the people in our community that it's the most difficult for them to increase their income, right? But owner-occupied, those impacts all the residents who live and work in our community. And so that's more broad relief for taxpayers. So I think there's an argument for both of them, but I think it would be good to have those as separate items on the agenda so that, to the extent one commissioner wants to vote one way or another on another one, that's an option.
Okay. Yes, Christy's done a great job. She reached out to other counties to get examples so we can see what others are doing. And
yeah, I know Lake County did both last year. Okay.
Okay, that's all I have on the topic. Anything else for board discussion? Okay. Okay, great. Moving on to item 27, those wishing to make a comment or ask a question on matters of concern, please raise your hand to be called upon. Begin by stating your full name and township or municipality, and you'll have up to 3 minutes to comment or ask a question, and you're kindly asked to refrain from disorderly or disruptive conduct.
Any public comment? From the newspaper? You're happy, we're happy. Okay.
Mr. Howard left, so we have no comment today.
Hearing none, public comment session is over.
All right, and we'll move on to item 28. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board move into executive session for the purpose of discussing the compensation of public employees pursuant to ORC 121.22G1.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Call for vote.
Commissioner Spillier.
Right.
Commissioner Brady.
Aye.
Commissioner DeBoer.
Yes.
It will be myself and Mark Jimison. That's it.
Okay, great.
I have you returned at 11:11.
No action.
We heard that.
I have nothing further, board.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Right.
I don't think there was a second, but.
Well,